Today we have with us Thomas Butler, who's Director of Product Marketing for Itron.
Thank you for having us on.
Tell us a little bit more about Itron and its role in the water market.
We're a provider of smart metering solutions to the water, to the gas, and to the electric utilities of the world. We serve 3,000 customers in North America alone, and in North America we employ over 2,900 employees. We help the utility customers with being able to manage the water that they're pulling in, the water that they're treating and pumping out, and then the water that they're giving to the end customer. And we could do that with metering, with networks, and with the analytics. And using these things and these tools that a utility customer can do more with less. There's been a push over the last 10 years moving away from the traditional meter reading and the mobile meter reading systems where you go out and you read a meter through radio and bring the reading back once a month or once a quarter. We now have these networks that are installed, and our customers are going to want to do more than meter reading with that. We have a system called ChoiceConnect that addresses a lot of these needs. We think that utility customers are going to want two-way meter reading with time-synchronized data. They're going to want on-demand reads for when customers move in and move out without having to send someone out to get a reading each time. They want to be able to do that with a push of a button. Another thing that utilities are going to want to move to is time of use rates. Right now in the electricity industry, it's a pretty accepted practice for them to charge greater rates at peak usage times during the day. And for a water utility, its biggest expense is typically its electricity used to pump the water. So in essence, they're going to want to reward a water customer for using water at a time that doesn't cost them as much as what they have to pay during some of the peak usage times for electricity. Our ChoiceConnect system is going to allow them to be able to take advantage of time of use rates, and we achieve that through being able to use two-way time-synchronized data. Also, utility customers are going to want to reduce the leakage in their system, utilizing those same networks that are out there. ChoiceConnect offers a unique permanent system-wide monitoring of the utility's distribution system. We can use what's called a leak sensor, and we can install those with our 100W out in the ChoiceConnect networks. And those will monitor the integrity of the distribution lines out there. So we can detect if there's a leak out in the system before the millions of gallons of water are just pumped into the ground, or at worst, that we end up with a big sinkhole in the middle of a street that swallows a car. We want to be able to do that proactively. The ChoiceConnect 100 also monitors the end customer so that we know if there's potential leaks at the home, so we can notify the home owner in advance of getting a huge bill that they may have some kind of issue. Utility customers are also pulling in more and more data with the networks, and we need the analytics to be able to help them turn that raw data into actionable data. And we can do that a number of ways, such as district metering, where you can monitor the flow and the usage that is going into a certain side of town, and you can compare the flow that's going into that district versus the flow that is metered in that district or billed to out of that district. And you could see if there's a discrepancy between the two, you would know that there would be a leak somewhere in the system. We can also do meter right sizing, high and low usage alarms, where we could talk to the customer. Another thing that we think that is that's going to be good is empowerment of the end user, and this is the utilities customer, and we want to help the utility provide its customers with more power in the choice of when they can use their water. You know, how can we expect a homeowner to be interested or engaged or participate in conservation when they can't track the usage? You can't manage what you can't track. We have multiple tools that the utility and the end customer can use. We have web presentment so that a homeowner can go in and by the web they can take a look and see what their water usage is. We have third-party applications and devices that can be installed in the home so the homeowner can see at that very moment how much water he or she is using and compare it to the rate structures. Utility customers are, finally, they're expecting flexible solutions to these problems. That's why we developed the ChoiceConnect 100 system. We allow utilities to choose the speed of their move to AMI fixed network. We offer them hybrid and migration solutions. A hybrid solution would be where they could go in and part of their utility can be a mobile system, part of it can be a fixed network, and they can move over time. We've allowed customers who purchase meters from us for the past 10 plus years to take their endpoints, and they can still get the value out of those. We haven't stranded the assets, the utility, and they can move and they can migrate to a fixed network without changing everything out. In the case where we have certain users who might use ChoiceConnect 100 in a mobile situation and others who will use it in a fixed network situation, they can get the same data. The only difference is in the latency of the data. With a fixed network, they're allowed to see real-time what's going on in the system. They can see the usage of every meter every day. In a mobile system, they can go back and look at the previous 40 days of usage throughout their system.
What would you have to say about Itron's view of the water marketplace in general?
The way we manage the world's water and energy is going to shape this upcoming century. The world's utilities need flexible solutions. We at Itron do not believe that one solution or one technology can solve the needs and requirements of every utility. The times of low-cost water and water being a commodity and energy being a commodity are behind us. We believe that the finite sources of water that we have in the world are starting to become a reality in the United States. Today, 1/3 of the world's population lives in areas that are considered water-stressed. We believe by 2025 that number is going to be as high as 2/3 of all people will live in areas with water-stressed countries. Customers want more control in how they use their water. They want to know what their usage is. They don't want to just get a bill once a month and then have to worry about how much water that they used, or they don't want to have to complain because they have a high bill. They want to know immediately if there's something in their usage that's going to cause them some heartache down the road. Itron provides solutions and technologies that are going to enable the utilities to provide this control and this amount of empowerment to their customers. We as a company have always have been, always will be providing products and solutions that apply across all segments and across country borders.